everyone. This is the first lesson in my series News Trading Basics. First, I want to make you familiar with the structure of the market so that you can take better decisions while investing or trading. It is essential to understand the market structure before you start your real life trading. As we everybody knows that market is a place where two parties, usually buyer and seller, can gather to facilitate the exchange of goods and services. Same goes to the financial markets also. For every stock traded, there are the two parties, buyer and seller. As we are going to deal with the financial markets, my main focus will be on the structure of these markets only. Let's see what is market. Market establishes the price for the goods and other services. These rates are determined by the supply and demand. If supply is more, usually you may find the price of that instrument is lower. And when demand is more, you may find price of that instrument is higher. Market always try to find balance in price when supply and demand are in balance. And it is known that that balance can always or gets maybe get disrupted in future by various factors, and it is I will make you familiar with these factors in upcoming lessons. Let's take a look at the financial markets. The term financial market refers to any place where securities, currencies, bonds, and other securities are traded between two parties. These markets are the basis of all capitalist societies, and they provide capital information and liquidity for businesses. As we buy the stocks, that time we are generally giving money to that company. Now, these instruments can be brought in a two ways, physical or virtual. When we trade through the online mode, we are buying the shares in a virtual mode, and when we trade through the OTC over the counter, that time we are buying in a physical mode. Various financial market includes the stock market or exchanges such as the very famous New York Stock Exchange, Nasdaq, London Stock Exchange, and the TMX Group. Other kind of financial market include the bond market, where we can trade the bond, and the foreign exchange market, when we have to buy some currencies to travel to the another country. That time we may need this market, and when in the foreign exchange market, people trade currencies through a authorized exchange center. Stock exchanges. Stock exchange in particular does not own any share. Instead, it just acts as a facilitator where stock buyer connected with stock seller. Stocks can be traded on several exchanges. Almost every developing country and developed country has a exchange, stock exchange of its own. I have already told you about the New York Stock Exchange. Like India have the BSE, Bombay Stock Exchange, and the Nifty London have the London Stock Exchange. So there are different stock exchanges all over the world. Most stocks are traded through a broker, but it is important to understand relationship between exchanges and the companies that trade. Also, there are various requirements for different exchanges designed to protect investors. Like some exchanges have minimum investment amount. Some regulate the that certain instruments are only traded over it. So exchange ensure that trading occurs in an orderly and fair manner. In the stock exchange, we can trade equities, commodities, and bonds. Exchanges helps to bring corporations and governments together with investors. And now internet has provided such an ease anybody can open account at by sitting at home and start trading virtually. Ex- One more important function exchange performs that important financial information can be transmitted to investors and financial professionals. You may have heard of whenever any company publishes its financial results, first it has to submit its copy to the stock exchanges so that it is available in public first. You may so when you will visit to the site of any stock exchanges, you will find the financial information and any news, acquisitions, partitions related to that company available on the stock exchange platform first. There is one important term related to market and that is asymmetric information. Asymmetric information is that here one of the two parties involved in the transaction has more information than the other. So obviously, the party which has the more information will get benefit more. And economists believe that asymmetric information causes the market failure because the party which has the more information obviously will be able to take the more wise decision than the party which do not have such same information. Asymmetric information in the financial markets occur whenever either the buyer or seller has more information on the past, present, or future performance of an investment. Like suppose those which are the large brokerage house, they keeps their agent and like spies. You may heard about the spies are employed by the government. Similarly, large brokerage houses, big investors keep their own persons to gather the secret information. And that time you will notice or you may have noticed in the market sometimes suddenly price of the share or stock jumps up and we come to know retail traders mostly come to know about that reason afterwards. So this is a kind of asymmetric information. And because of the asymmetric informations, one party can make an informed decision but other party cannot. The buyer may know that the asset is underpriced or the seller may know that it is underpriced. In either case, one party has the opportunity to profit from the transaction at the expenses of the other. So here in this kind of transaction, obviously the gainer will be the party who has the more information and loser will be the party who has the lesser information. So that's why always keep up to date yourself with the latest available information, and I have already told you in the first lesson, never enter into the market when just a news surfaced or any event is live. Let it get settled, let that instrument get settled for some period of time, then you can take the more wise decisions. Primary and secondary markets, these are the just one part of the just two part of the one whole concept. In the primary market, the companies or the governments first make available shares or bonds to the public. An initial public we may heard about the IPO. Now there were the controversy over the ants IPO. So and Facebook has listed some years ago. So that through the IPO, recent examples are Twi- Twitter. Before that, the latest one is the every year company keeps new companies keeps listing themselves on the stock exchanges, and that happens through the primary markets. In the secondary market, we retail trader and the various other investors trade among themselves. We don't deal directly with the company. We generally buy from another investor or from the another seller. Similarly, we just sell from buying from another investor. And here broker act as the mediator. Now we will take a look at the bond market and how bond market is different from the stock market. It is always, if you are an investor, always better to keep a well diversified portfolio, as that helps you to balance your investment. Bond market is where investors go to trade debt securities. In the bond market, it generally we are lending money to a party with some interest occurs similar to a bank. Bank lends money to the lender and charges interest over that. Similarly, we are when we purchase a bond, we are lending our money to the government or to the corporation, and in return we will get the interest over that money. And stock market is a place where investors go to trade equity securities. Sorry. Bonds have a certain fixed period, 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, yearly, 2 yearly, 5 yearly, like that. But stocks don't have a definite period. You can buy today, sell today. You can buy today, sell tomorrow, or you can invest and keep the stocks for some days. But there are no definite time period for which you have to hold. You are compelled to hold that stocks for that period. So that is the main difference between the bond market and the stock market. Stocks are traded on stock exchanges. Buying equity securities or stocks means you are buying a very small ownership stake in a company. While on the other hand, bondholders lend money with interest. Equity holder purchases small stakes in companies on the belief that the if company performs well and the value of the shares purchased will increase. So we are hoping for the best. Bond will give you the fixed income while stocks are can't provide the can't give you guarantee that you will earn this much interest. If company performs well, you will earn the profit. If company doesn't perform well, obviously you are going to lose the money. So those are the main differences between bond market and stock market. Now let's take a look at the fixed income markets. Fixed income markets are bond securities. These are the bond securities issued by federal governments, corporate bonds, municipal bonds, and mortgage debt instruments. The bond market is referred to as the capital market since it provides capital financing for long term investment. Now, ETF has come to the market, and the growth of exchange traded funds has transformed equity and fixed income markets while blurring the lines between them. ETFs may hold any combination of stocks or bonds. Uh, in India, always there is an advertisement related to ETF. ETF are known as the some better investment options here. So, because ETF provides more security than the stocks alone, as these have the both the combination stocks and bonds. And advantage is that we can trade them similarly as per the stocks and bonds individually on the exchanges. And ETFs have the reasonable prices below $100 per share, so they are accessible to all investors. That is more important for bonds as many small investors could not trade them so easily before. So advantage of the ETF is here any small investors or retail trader can trade with the small amount. Now when you enter into the market you will heard the quote driven markets and the order driven markets. In the quote driven markets, ex- buyers and sellers engage in transaction with designated market makers or dealers. Like we deal with the broker first and then with the exchange. So our orders are passes through the broker's platform to the exchange. This structure only posts the bid and ask quotes for specific stock dealers are willing to trade. Now, on our trading platform, we see the two options. Uh, Always there is a ask quote and the bid quote, and the difference between them goes to the broker as a fee. This kind of structure is generally found in the over the counter bond market, the forex markets, and some equity markets. Order driven markets. In order driven markets, buyers and sellers post the prices and amounts of the securities they wish to trade by themselves rather than through a middleman like a code driven market. Most order driven markets are based on an auction process where buyers are looking for the lowest prices and sellers are looking for the highest prices. Sometimes, have you tried pending order open? There we will place the certain price, and when the instrument hits that price, our order will be get filled. Like this structure has a you will see in order driven markets. You may have watched some auctions going on the news channel, like where many people quote their prices and buyer who puts the highest price for that instrument generally gets that. But here in the investment or in the market, generally buyer is looking for the lowest price so that he can get more benefit. In the order driven markets, order execution is not guaranteed as traders are not required to meet the bid or ask price they quote. Price discovery is determined by the limit order of traders in the particular security. Limit orders where we will specify certain price, and if that fills, that is okay. Our order will be filled. If instrument does not hit that price, obviously our orders will not be filled. The biggest benefit of an order driven market in liquid market is the large number of traders willing to buy and sell securities. The larger the number of traders in the market, the more competitive the prices become. So, when we enter into the market, we generate more liquidity. That's why when more and more people enter into the market, more liquid you will find the more liquidity. And more liquidity helps to bring the more competitive prices in the market. This theoretically translates into better prices for traders. Transparency is also a big benefit because investors have access to the entire order book. You will notice there are some brokers or in the you will open the JForex platform. Here on your left hand side below the asking code, there are some, you can see the orders going into the system for a certain price. So that information available to the buyer and seller, how many orders are going in the system for particular price. So this is all about the market structure, friends. Hope you have understood all the concepts. These are all the theoretical concepts, but I want to make you familiar with this so that means generally it is always better to have more information than nothing, because if we know the whole concepts related to trading, obviously we will take the wiser decision. So that is the my purpose. Hope you have enjoyed the content. Thank you for watching and see you in the next lesson.